Hey, these things don't leak, do they?
Leak? Hell no. These things were made by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another Kleptomaniac video. Now, you'll undoubtedly have seen from the title that we are going to continue looking at my 1/6 scale custom horror figure collection. This video is going to be a little bit different in that it's going to be split into two parts, mainly because these pieces are both so related to each other. The fact that they are effectively one form or one stage of the character from the first part of the film, and then what the character then evolves into. On the left hand side of your screen you'll see the infamous trioxin barrel from the beginning of the film, Return of the Living Dead. Now this effectively started off a chain of events for this film, but we'll proceed into that later. I believe this was offered in two forms, one as a fully painted and assembled creation by Betomatali, or as a kit. Now I purchased this from an incredible painter, and I believe he is still going, even if he is a little bit quieter these days, Bit Commando. I'm really looking forward to delving into this piece, as the details that not only Betomatali was able to capture in this sculpt, but also 8-Bit Commando has been able to show in the paintwork are astounding. Now the piece on your right hand side is produced by One's Customs. Now I believe that I purchased this many years ago from Mr. Stiff Richards. I'm sure many of you will know him, and I'm very grateful to him for selling this to me. This came as a set which consists of the cross-section dog, obviously Tarman himself, a barrel-themed base, and a variety of brains or parts of brains which have small magnets in and are able to actually attach to the hands of Tarman himself. Before we proceed with the video, I'd like to ask you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. That way you'll be alerted whenever a new video goes live. First up, we have this beautifully sculpted 1/6 scale trioxin barrel from the Return of the Living Dead film. As stated in the intro, the barrel was produced in kit form by the incredibly talented Betomatali. In my opinion, he is one of the very best sculptors out there, so if you haven't seen any of his work, please look at the links in the description below, but if you have, I'm sure you'll agree with me on this. The kit was painted by 8-Bit Commando. I first came across his work on the Sideshow Freaks forum, who I'm sure a few of you will be aware of, but as of late, the majority of his work that I have seen has been from his Facebook page. Again, there is a link below in the description, so please check that out if you haven't already done so. 8-Bit Commando produced a concrete themed base for this. As you can see, it has a nice title or logo of the film on the front. It's very much the exact same font and style as featured on the film, and it's a nice touch. It gives something for the barrel to sit on apart from just the shelf. Looking at the main body of the barrel, you should be able to see the proportions of the barrel have been produced very accurately to the source material by Betomatali here. He's captured all the individual details of the barrel, and the sculpt is extremely clean. The paint on the main body of the barrel is excellent too. Now I believe the writing on the barrel was produced by stencil, and I like how accurate he was able to get to the source material. When you look at the center of the barrel, in particular the 800 of the OV, it's faded just like it is in the film. Obviously the main color scheme of the barrel is olive draped green, however there are so many other colors that 8-Bit Commando has put onto the barrel. There are reds, there are hints of rust, there are several scratches that go up and down the barrel, but they also look random. The most impressive thing I find about the barrel personally is how he's been able to achieve what looks like almost a layer of dust You'll see that when I zoom in closely onto the lid area, which of course where most of the dust would have propagated. However, I believe he's done an excellent job here. If I were to critique the paint in any way, I would have said that it should really have a bit more of a rust or ready element to it. It's almost to see that the barrel has leaked, as this is evident in the film. However, it is difficult to really show all of the details under this kind of light. You can also see the corrosive sticker. Now, some people would place this on the bottom right, however, I don't recall seeing this on the film. However, please correct me if the positioning on this is wrong. Looking at the lid of the barrel, again, Betomatali has done an incredible job here. He's captured all of the details of the source material. You can see the lid sort of lip cover at the front. There's the 2 screw side twists. If you even look at the actual thread of the twist, he's also included that. The detail, in my opinion, couldn't have been achieved any more accurately, and Betomatali should be commended on this. Now, when it comes to the paintwork, again, this is extremely impressive. There's almost a browny reddy tinge just below the actual lid of the base, and you'll really see what I was talking about when I said about this fine layer of dust that 8-Bit Commando has been able to get on here. This really looks like it has been sat in a warehouse for many years for this kind of dust layer to build up. It's this kind of detail for me that really distinguishes this paint job from pretty much all the others I've seen. They've done excellent colouring on the barrel, all the shadings there, the marks, etc. But no one that I've seen anyway has been able to really achieve this layer of dust on the top and make it look realistic. On the inside of the lid of the barrel, you can see 8-Bit Commando has also achieved this dust effect there. There's subtle colour changes from the khaki green, so there's reds there, there's also hints of white. Again, a very consistent job with the rest of the barrel. Here we have, of course, the best part of this barrel, the inside of the lid. Again, you will not be disappointed when you look at the quality, the sculpt and the production, and how clean Betomatali has been able to show all of the points inside the barrel lid. Again, extremely accurate compared to the source material. I can't fault it here, in all honesty. In terms of 8-Bit Commando's painting, we'll focus in on the window a little bit more. When we get a closer shot, you can see he's been consistent when it comes to the rest of the barrel. The khaki green colour is the same. However, he's added in some more reds around the top part of the window, and almost to achieve almost a rust-like effect. There's not quite as much dust here, but it's still there evident. Again, it's impressive. Looking at the sculpt, again, the accuracy compared to the source material is second to none. The individual teeth are all there. There's the missing tooth, of course, which is all important. Betomatali has been able to capture an awful lot of detail around the facial area, the eyes. It just looks like it's aged skin. In terms of the hands, look exactly as they do on film. Again, I have nothing but good things to say about the sculpt. It's impressively done. Not only the sculpt, but the incredible clean lines of the casting as well. Just like the rest of the barrel, I believe the job done by 8-Bit Commando on this window area and Tarman himself is impeccable. The skin colours and tones that he's been able to achieve on the face, you can see there's a slightly darker brown tone around the eyes area, which is realistic. The way he's been able to really show the separate teeth, obviously black in between. He's also been able to add depth to the detail that's already there on the fine lines. Then when you look at the window itself, it looks exactly how it would in the film. There's even a few moisture effects. If you look to the top right of where the hand is, it's there. If you recall the part of the film where Frank the foreman is showing Freddy the barrel, he quite clearly sprays, which I'm assuming is either water or a cleaning product, on the top of the lid then wipes it down with a hand. This effect looks exactly how I would imagine would look from the film, and 8-Bit Commando again has done a very incredible job here, and this is my favourite part of the barrel, which is why I kept it till last. To sum up my thoughts on this 1/6 scale Return of the Living Dead trioxin barrel produced by Betomatali, in all honesty I don't believe he could have produced a more accurate portrayal of this piece. When you look at how clean the casting is throughout the piece as a whole, he's captured every single detail you can imagine. From the raised ridges around the side of the barrel, the overall shape and the scale is just impeccable. When you look at the detail on the very top of the barrel, it's identical to the film. When you consider the mechanism for the lid, how smoothly it opens and closes, and the fact that it sits flat, then when you look at the screw levers on each side of the barrel, again these are small details but again sculpted incredibly well and casting. Then when you look at the detail he has been able to achieve in the sculpt for Tarman in barrel himself, it looks exactly how it did out the film. And you also look at details like the missing tooth, the way the arms cross over, all the fine details such as the wrinkles, the aging marks are incredibly impressive. Now of course, no great sculpt would be complete without a great painter, and we certainly have had it here. 8-Bit Commando has captured, in my opinion, the exact tone of the barrel, the khaki green, but he's also been able to add in a number of film accurate details, such as the fading on the label on the front of the barrel. Again, these are subtle things, but he's been able to achieve it. The way he's been able to really make it look like this barrel has been sat in a warehouse for the length of time that it was in the film. This dust effect, which again still impresses me today, even though I've owned this piece for around 5 years at this point. Then when you look at my favourite part of the piece, the inner window, the incredible effect he's been able to achieve to make it look as though somebody has just wiped the dust off the window just like it did in the film astounds me, even the moisture particles which I referred to earlier. Now of course this isn't to say that the paintwork isn't without fault. Of course I referred to my personal preference and that I would have preferred a more ready kind of almost leaking effect from the barrel just like it is in the film, but it is there, it's just far more faint than I would have liked it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like and comment below. Let me know if you agree with my assessment of the piece, or if you have or owned the original Betomatali painted version. Tell me how it compares to yours. Don't forget, of course, to subscribe to the channel. That way, when part 2 of this video goes live next week, you'll be alerted straight away. Thank you very much for watching this Kleptomaniac video. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.